I'm still mad at that. Like, that hasn't changed. I'm still mad about that stupid double battle with the 2 fairy types. Welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday, and Super is missing 2 health, so we're gonna heal up at the Pokemon Center. And Scout has done a significant amount more scouting, so we have some new areas to explore. Well, more parts of the areas that we were already exploring to explore, I should say. So, yeah, it's neat. We're gonna head this way first because it just seems the most efficient, I guess? I don't know. Hey, die. All right, so we are going to go. We basically explored all this southern area down here. Ooh, except there's an item that I missed over there somehow. Actually, before we head back down there, I am going to go up to that tower because I don't know if this will actually be relevant at any point. Oh wait, I don't think we fought this guy yet. So let's fight this guy first, after grabbing some stuff. Okay, cool. All right. This guy, he wants to know what defeat feels like. Which is, you know, now that I've said it that way, it sounds like something else, but we're not going to worry about that. Yeah, no, we're good. We're just going to beat up. That's what we're going to do. So, this is interesting. This is a Barboach. We have enough levels on it that we can probably just brute force it. However, if it knows any ground moves, that's kind of bad for us. So, I'm going to go to Cheerio. It doesn't have... It can't use water on us. Well, I mean, it can, but it won't work because we have Water Absorb on Super. Oh, and you were going to use a water move anyway. What the heck? Should have just stayed in. But yeah, if that had hit Super, normally, because Super is ground type, Super would be weak to it, but because we have Water Absorb, we would actually be healed by it instead. Yeah, I took the safe route right here because I don't wanna risk anything. He could have gone for like, I mean, he definitely didn't know who it at this level, but if he went for like Earthquake or something, that could have been bad. So, hey, kill them. Nice. Yeah, so we're gonna go. We're probably going to come through this area again if it's... Wait. Yeah, this is where I think it is. I had to look at the mini-map for a sec to check. Yeah, we're probably going to come through this area again because Scout has explored the south side of Partizan, basically, and the best way to get there is through there, I think. Also, this guy. We can fight this guy. Don't worry, I've got it. Got what? The mess. Yes, that's right, because he's a janitor. That makes sense. Right, and then this guy had a Grimer, right? Yeah, okay, that's some good scouting. I feel like I should maybe like actually take some notes when I'm playing as Scout. To have actual... having actual notes on this would be good. But, you know, it's fine. Just relying on my memory. I mean... Nobody's died yet, so you've cleared me out. You know, there's a touch of this in this game, but I kind of wish this game also did the sort of Breath of the Wild thing where if you wanted to challenge, if you wanted to go take the champion assessment right away, you could. Because that I think is, maybe it's just a novelty, but that I think is one of the coolest parts about Breath of the Wild. Is that you can just go fight Ganon right away if you want. It's just really, really hard. And honestly, I think the same thing could work for Pokemon. In fact, it probably works just even better because the levels, right? Pokemon has levels where Zelda does not. Flagon has dark moves, so yeah, all you need to do is just like keep the champion's Pokemon like level 60 and you can be like, okay, well, you can go fight the champion now if you want, but you're gonna get your ass beat. Of course, it also kind of makes sense that, you know, someone would tell you like, no, you can't fight the champion yet, you're not strong enough in this world, because hey, that's one thing that this game has that that Breath of the Wild doesn't, is a society. Like, yes, there are NPCs in Breath of the Wild, but they are few and far between. Yeah, we'll stick with Talk Super for now. But okay, so yeah, that's that tower, and yeah, basically that is all that is up there, is a TM and a Gimme Ghoul. Not that that's not exciting in its own right, but not it's nothing to write home about, you know. That is something I guess you can say about this game in criticism to it, is I feel like a lot of people are underwhelmed by the fact that it's open world, you know, all these big open areas, because there really isn't too much to do aside from catch and battle Pokemon and trainers. But for people like me, that's plenty. But I do wish, I mean, you can find Gimme Ghoul and get their coins, but that also kind of just feeds into the battling things, or evolving things, collecting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There aren't any real jaw-dropping moments, I would say. At least not so far that I've found. I think the closest thing was that sealed area. We already went up here, didn't we? Yes, we did. That sealed area in Area 1, where they're like, oh, here lies the Ruinous Tablets. And you're like, what the f is this? But you can't really do anything there right away, so it's like... I think nowadays, when you look at an open world game, it's very, very easy to just go straight to Breath of the Wild for comparisons. And I don't know that that's always a fair comparison. Like, if you think about it, especially in the case of like this game, remember that Breath of the Wild was in development for like 6 years, whereas this game had a year, because, you know, Pokemon games got to come out every year. So, right, comparisons aren't always fair in that regard. But if we're disregarding the circumstances under which the game was made, then we can say things like, yeah, Breath of the Wild is a lot more polished. And, you know, the open world's more interesting generally, particularly if you're not amused by just seeing Pokemon out in the wild like I am. So I think one of the interesting things about the Pokemon franchise, it could be a good or bad thing depending on how you look at it, is you never really know between games what features are going to stay and what features aren't. Because a lot of the times, and I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing, but a lot of the times Game Freak will introduce a feature and then it won't come back in the next generation. For example, Mega Evolution. Like, Mega Evolution is cool and all, and it was great, you know, in 6th gen, but 7th gen they didn't bring it back, and instead they had Z moves, which then also didn't come back in 8th gen. In 8th gen, they had Dynamax, which didn't come back in 9th gen. But personally, I like that. Oh wait, you can fly to that tower? That's cool. Okay. Well then, do I fly to the tower or do I want to fly to the Pokemon Center? Or the gate? Oh. You know what, we could use some health. Let's fly to the tower, or Pokemon Center. But yeah, that's, for me personally, I feel like it adds a lot of replay value to older Pokemon games. Right, because it's having those unique mechanics that are only in that generation of games means when you go back and play those games, 5 years later, it still feels like it feels different from the other games. Right, and that's one of the biggest criticisms people have of Pokemon is like, oh, it's all the same, and ignoring the fact that there are new mechanics in every generation. And admittedly, they've gotten kind of samey, particularly with that string of mechanics that I mentioned, Mega Evolution into Z moves, into Dynamax, into Terastallization, right? They're all kind of, I mean, I guess with the exception of Z moves, they're all kind of transformations of some sort, which is, I mean, you repeat anything enough, it gets a little boring. And even with Z moves, it's like, well, it's not really a transformation, but it's still like a once per battle thing, like Mega Evolution and Dynamax. So, there are enough similarities. Get him. But yeah, I still am in favor of these sorts of things. I think in the future they should probably mix things up a little more. Wish I could catch the Toad School, but I can't. Well, I mean, I can. Like I said, I can catch anything I want as Troopa. I just can't use it necessarily. What was I saying? I was talking about... Oh yeah, so in the next generation, I kind of hope they focus on something other than, some sort of transformation or something. Right, and there's other things like, hey, walking with your Pokemon. Like, that's only in a few generations of games. Namely, Heart Gold, or Yellow, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and then Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Let's go. I think that's it. If I remember right, aside from the original Diamond and Pearl, which you could only walk with in the PAL Park with them, and only with select Pokemon. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good. Like, they're Eevee here. I did not know that. I'm gonna have to come back for Eevee. Like, I don't see a world where I don't come back for Eevee. It only evolves into my favorite Pokemon. Yeah, I think Pokemon does a good job of mixing things up for each game. But I do also understand how people who don't play all the games have a harder time seeing the differences. So, I get it. I don't necessarily agree, but I get it. Up. All right. Okay. Well, that's not what I meant to do, but... Okay. Well... oh, we're all the way back down here. Oh, yeah, that's not really gonna work for us now, is it? Well... Guess we have a... You know what? For the sake of... For your guys' sake, I'm gonna fly back. To the Pokemon Center. Or the Watchtower. Is the Watchtower faster or the Pokemon Center faster? I think the Watchtower's faster. I'm gonna fly to the Watchtower. And then we're going to go and explore more of this area next time. Because as for this episode, that's a wrap. Serious Troopa.